It's not the size of the dog in the fight, it's the size of the fight in the dog. Fin fans up north, fin fans in the south, to the east and to the west. What's better than this? More of this. Let's talk about it. Before we pop off on this new video here, just want to ask if you guys are new to the channel, and if you like it, the content, please like, subscribe, and hit the bell. For the subscribers and everyone grabbing t-shirts, we want to say thank you, love y'all. And we just want to continually grow, and at the same time it's going to help us, reach certain milestones. And yeah, and thank you. Now let's get to it. So last week we had this offensive test, this aerial display, and I mean that was spectacular in itself. And this week it was a defensive struggle, a defensive fight, where we just went full circle with everything. Last week it was the offense, this week it was the defense. We had our fortitude and our resilience tested in this game. It was a dogfight win in a high energy playoff caliber game, where there was so much emotion, and I guess if you ever thought that these teams may not like each other, you now know it. You now know it, that the Buffalo Bills are our nemesis, and we are their nemesis. And, we definitely lead the series still, 62-54 and won with that win. And, Buffalo had the ball for over 40 minutes. They ran 90 plays to our 50 plays. It was it was a defensive fight, and we got to see exactly how scrappy our defense was. What was really stood out is the fact that so Buffalo scored again on their opening drive, and that marked their 8th consecutive game where they scored on their opening drive. However, that was the end of that streak. After that, their streak of beating teams by double digits ended. Their streak of winning against a single team, it all ended with us in Miami. The Bills have been beating us since 2018. That's been since the time Josh, in December actually, when Josh Allen started quarterbacking the team. So Josh may have had 400 yards passing against our defense. However, though, the Devils are in the details because they had 497. So I let together they probably had 100 yards rushing. That's it, really. Tua came in and he was 13 for 186, and that gave him a 10 yards per attempt average there. And it's Tua did go out for he went out for a minor series, and he did come back in, and that in itself showed a lot of character about Tua, how he's definitely the quarterback that we thought he was going to be. And he believes it, and he knows it now, and he's playing just like that. Chase Edmonds for us, he had 6 attempts for 21 yards, and Raheem Mostert had 11 yards. We didn't fare too better running against their defense. Sometimes in football, it's not always about the prettiness of passing 300 and some plus yards, whatever, and wide receivers going over 100 yards, and even running backs going over 100 yards. It's a collaborative team effort, and I will say this much: that's was on display here. We got to see Miami. We got to see Miami form their championship team, their Super Bowl run team right here during this week in this game, because when the playoffs start, we at least will be in contention of our own destiny, okay? And we won't have to rely on, if another team is going to win or if another team loses, whatever the case it might be, like it was last year. And, with, like, even, like, okay, so you look at our wide receivers, right? Waddle had 4 receptions, or excuse me, yeah, he had 4 receptions for 102 yards. That's great, Smythe had 3 for 22 yards. Tyreek had 2 catches for 33 yards. I mean, that was surprising, right? But see, there was a bigger role for these wide receivers than just, doing what they were doing. And it wasn't for them to more or less, how could I say, it wasn't more or less for our offense to win it. It was for our defense to win it for us. And the time will tell, because our offense wasn't on the field that often, and Buffalo thought that they would beat us by keeping Tyreek and Waddle off the field and Tua off the field as much as possible. And, we held out. We held out when it mattered, when it counted. And you got to give it to Ingram, for tackling that dude Zeke, that little wide receiver over there, and keeping him in bounds. And, it really helped. Everything played a role into what we were doing. People so much want to talk about Josh Allen, his possible touchdowns. He would have had more, all this stuff. But the thing is, though, too, it's like this, he would have had a lot of interceptions, too, that the interceptions we could have made would have turned into touchdowns. Like when Javon Holland, he almost had an interception. Phillips almost had an interception. X almost had 1 or 2 different interceptions. And by the way, X did a solid job on Diggs, only allowing 74 yards and 7 receptions. So, I mean, there's a lot of things that played into this win, and it was intense. It was very intense. I'm gonna have to add the studs and duds on to this segment here, since we have a short week. So like the studs was Tua, from bouncing back into the game after that little minor head injury. I was concerned for him. I didn't really want to see him go out. When Teddy came in, oh man, that was awful. That whole series with Teddy in there, it was awful. Eichenberg got like locked in, and they had a guy come in there and sack Teddy, and I don't know, the energy there with Teddy was not. It was kind of, oh man, I don't know. Maybe they need to put Skyler in Teddy's spot, because. Anyways, get back on point here and on track is like Armstead. I want to say he did a good job, and Eric Little, they both did good jobs. Armstead, did a good job taking on Von Miller, and for the most part, he took Von Miller out of the equation. We know Von Miller. He's a sack machine, and Armstead did a good job not letting him be able to do what he does, on defense and dominate. And then Justin Bethel, I say he's a stud for getting the punt with inside the 5-yard line. He did a real good job with that. I like that. And the defense as a whole, because they showed that they are a team. They are one unit that sticks together, and they fight through it. They tough it out. So any team, these guys watching these games, and they're doing, they're doing their study on the game against the Dolphins. They're gonna know that Miami has a tight defense, a tight-knit defense, and they will scrap tooth and nail with you on the field. And, that in itself says a lot, and they will get after you. they will get after you. You know, so I mean, it's gonna show. If you're gonna beat us, you're gonna have to beat us. I mean, you're gonna come out that, just as beat up as we are. All right, so Miami definitely made a statement in this game right here with the defense. The dud in this game, I think the dud in this game would have to be the whole butt punt thing. I mean, and that resulted in a safety where Sherfield backed up so far and had Morstead punting the ball up his chute. I think that look, in the end zone, how could I say? All right, so in the end zone, when you're punting, the safety blocker is supposed to take a step back, and Sherfield took a couple steps back. That resulted in that getting his butt plastered with the football. So I think that would probably be the only dud I could probably think of, and maybe outside too of when we did get the ball back and we had the ball at the end, on the goal line, and we were running them plays, and we that damn near gave them another safety. I thought, actually, that was before the punt where we were running the plays that gave him safety and stuff off that with Tua trying. I mean, that was crazy. I didn't know what they were doing on the play calls at that. So, I don't know. Anyways, Tyreek said we'll be beating the Bills, both times now. And this is before the game. And, I hope, what he said and how we played, it goes as long as the years that, they've been beating us, that we start, getting them back. And our next game against Buffalo is December 18th in Buffalo. And we know that, playing in Buffalo for us is, it comes with a lot of tribulations. And, I mean, if this was going to be the first part of it, we can expect the energy level to be even more, intense when we get out there because, Buffalo, one thing about Buffalo is that they don't like getting beat by us. And when we beat Buffalo, it's like eating your best favorite food, that you can just savor it, right? And it's great. And there's nothing better, than beating Buffalo. It's like giving Buffalo a swift kick in the nuts, right? Okay, but so look, we accomplished our goal right now to make it 3-0. We're on to a new week, a new team. So we take that little 15-second, 30 seconds, do a little shimmy, whatever we need to do, and move on. Because our next game is Thursday against Cincinnati. But we did make the Buffalo Bills the beatable Bills. So if you guys have any questions, any comments, go ahead and drop them down there in the comment section, everything. If you're new to the channel, you like the content, please like, subscribe, and hit the bell. And for all the subscribers that we have now, and for the people that are buying the shirts, I want to say thank you. It really helps us out a lot. We really love the community, Miami Dolphins fan, and we love the NFL community as a whole. And, it's just great, being able to talk about this and share, news and my thoughts with you guys. And, I'd like to hear you guys' thoughts and comments too. And I try to respond to everyone. So, yeah. And I just want to let you guys know that I just want to say thank you. And love y'all. Deuces. Alright, so football seasons began. And what we're going to be doing is we're going to be starting Thursday. This Thursday here, well actually every Thursday, is we're going to be doing our odd and gamble. And basically the odds are going against the gamble. And these are two characters I created. Odd is a card, he's an ace card, and gamble is a house poker chip. And basically these two pit against each other. And how it works is that the odds, of our team winning is pretty much predicated by the things that are happening, like with the players, with the weather, with the field, and anything that's not predicated to the house. So those are the odds, okay? And the gamble is what's the casino saying? What is like all the betting sites saying. So that's the house, and that's gamble. So every week we're gonna go by game. You guys choose, what are the odds that the Dolphins are gonna win, or is it a gamble that the Dolphins are gonna win with what they're saying against each other. So you just choose odd or just choose gamble, and I'll do the rest. And then Sunday before kickoff, an hour before kickoff, I'll give the results of who's winning. Okay, so that's how we're gonna do that. So odd and gamble starting this week, and every Sunday I'm gonna drop the results for that. Okay, good deal. So let's have some fun this season, and we're 1-0. So let's have some fun this season, and let's try to get to the Super Bowl. Fin fans up north, fin fans in the south, to the east, and to the west. What's better than this? More of this. Let's talk about it. Don't forget to take a look at our gear. Clicking with the Fin Fan. You can check out the links below. And also know that your support with this helps our artist, and it also helps what we're doing here with Clicking with the Fin Fan. And a good thing about it all is you also get free shipping with that. So just take a look at the gear that we got. Grab something for you, your boo, significant other, your kids, whatever. And help support what we're doing here, and we appreciate it a lot. Thank you.